Greetings from Southern Yankee Homestead. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Today we're going to be starting the 2022 gardens. By that, if you notice in the playlist, there's one video ahead of this, but we changed our mind on where we're going to be putting the garden. Through the summer when we were watering, we realized that with our only faucet on this end of the house, it was a pain in the butt to run the hose all the way up to the other garden, then pick up the hose, run it all the way out to this garden, or have two separate sets of hoses. So we're going to expand this garden, and today we're going to be setting up the fence, because if you look over here, we've already got the new chicken coop, or the mobile coop, set up. I do have to make a couple modifications to it, which I'll get to, but first things first, I want to get the fence in. And to do the fence, we're not going to use a standard H-brace, because we might want to take it down, or I might want to peel it back so that we can do the tilling when we need to do tilling. So follow along and we'll see what kind of a mess we can get into. That was the easy one. What we're going to do now is we're going to support this diagonally. That way, when we stretch the fence, it'll have something to lean against. And we're going to have to do doubles on all the corners. So, there. So why are we using T-posts? We're using T-posts because that's what we have available right now. So we're not trying to spend a whole lot of money on this. I'm also sizing the garden based on my fencing. So this is, or should be, a new roll of fencing, which should be 100 feet. At 100 feet, I should be able to get 33 by 33 by 17 on each end to make the garden the size it is. I know 33, 33, 17, 17 comes up to 100. I need to leave a little bit of a gap though, and I need to also plan for if the ends are frayed and aren't working correctly. It's been 2 days since I was out here last, and obviously we're on another lovely windy day. So the camera messed up. What I ended up missing was I pulled a diagonal from the post down there down to this post over here location, and then I pulled off the other post 18 feet because we're doing an 18 by 33 garden. I then verified with this post here to the post up there that we were in fact square. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pound these two corner posts in, then set up my diagonals, and then I will be back because at that point I got to go grab some more materials. because that will use up all the materials that we have here so far. So let me flip you over to time lapse, and we'll be back when I go for the additional materials. At this point, we're a couple stakes short, so I think I know where I'm going to get them. Let's go up there and do that. Here we are at the goat storage barn. This is where we keep all the hay, all the chicken grain, all the goat grain, sunflower seeds, some tools, outdoor stuff. So this is our, well, I guess it's not really a goat barn as much as a storage shed. Occasionally we use this to separate the boys, or we're going to use it for breeding in some cases, or when we get baby goats, this is the birthing barn. But for now, we don't need this. We need our chickens. So as you know from prior episodes, we go through and we purchase a little bit of infrastructure each month. Well, we're at the end of the month. This is the day after Thanksgiving. It's not in the funding. So we're going to go ahead and disassemble part of our structure so that we can go ahead and complete what we're doing right now. And then we'll replace the stakes, probably not tomorrow, but in the next couple months, because we're not going to need this barn or this area at least that long. So let me go grab some tools. Yeah, because I got to remove some staples on this one. So what I've got now, I'm going to tie all these together to hold them in place. What I'm going to do that with is rebar tie. I have this left over from when I was working construction, so why not use it? And to attach it, we're going to go ahead and drill some holes with a nice dull drill bit. And for safety, I'm going to find my glove. Alright, I've got a better drill bit. All right, with all of that done, these posts are firmed up nicely. Hope you can see that. Let me go down a little. So this should hold up the fencing very good, especially once we get it stretched. But before we start running the fencing, because of the way I did this, let's see here. If you notice, our old garden ran parallel with the woods. Well, our new garden is in a little bit, so I want to take all this dirt here, it's going to be outside, scrape it because we've got 2 years worth of growing on there, so there should be some good dirt there, and move it to the other side, which is low. That will allow the ground to help re-nourish itself, as well as fill in the low spot so that we don't have it flooding out as much. So let me get the tractor going and we'll go ahead and move some of this dirt, and then we got one more thing to do before we go ahead and start putting some fencing around this. Well, it's another windy, cold day, but we're going to see if we can finally get this fencing in. I got a couple things to do to the coop before I move the chickens in, or before we move the chickens in, excuse me. But other than that, can't do anything till we get the chickens moved in. So we're going to start by getting the first chunk of fencing going. To do that, and to stretch it, I got this, which is a homemade stretcher. Literally, it's 2 boards with 4 bolts. And then I'm just going to use some ratchet straps to tension it. Should make more sense in just a few minutes. Well, half hour for me, a few minutes for you, maybe less. Let's get the wire out and see what we can come up with. unfortunately the battery died in the process of filming the outro for this video. So here it is the next day. I'm getting ready to start a little bit more work on this, but I wanted to close out the old video before I started anew. So, got the fence up, just gotta tie things down, and then we'll be good to go for getting the younger chickens in here. We also have a new batch of chickens coming in here soon as well. So we'll see how that goes, or how that comes about. But for now, hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.